and welcome to another episode of Twilight Chapters. We're having today's episode outside because it's just too gorgeous to stay in, and we are reading the first chapter of Eventown by Corey Ann Haydu. I hope you like it. Eventown by Corey Ann Haydu. Chapter 1, Fresh Start. Jenny Horowitz likes horses and the color pink and asking lots of questions about things I don't want to talk about. Today she's got one of her favorite horse t-shirts on, a pink one, and she's asking me about the move, even though every time she mentions it, I turn to Naomi and ask a question about multiplying fractions, which we're learning about in math class. Jenny, Bess, and Flora should all know that if I'm talking about multiplying fractions, I must really not want to talk about the move. Of the two of us, Naomi is the harder twin to read. I love talking, but she's quiet all the time, when she's happy or sad or scared or anything else. I can see the little differences. When she's happy, she blushes, and when she's sad, she stares out windows, and when she's scared, she leans in close to me, like I might protect her. And I would. I would try to protect Naomi from just about anything. I'm just not so sure who's going to protect me when we're in our new town. Do you think the other kids will like you? Jenny asks. Are the kids different there? Mom says everything's different there. What's 1/5 times 2/5? I ask my identical twin sister. Naomi shrugs, even though I'd bet anything she knows the answer. She looks up at the ceiling and crosses her arms. She is angry, but no one else can tell. When I'm angry, everyone knows it, and I'm starting to get angry right now. Naomi sees it and gives me a look that reminds me to act normal. Naomi and I have found that if you act normal when you're out in public, you can save all your sad and sorry and worried feelings for home. At home, when it's just us, we do a lot of being sad and sorry and worried. But at school, Naomi is that amazing gymnast, and I am the girl who makes weird cookies, and we are both in the group of girls who most people pretty much like. Lately, though, I've been having a harder time pretending to be the girl who most people pretty much like, even though she's a little loud and a little weird sometimes. I know I'm supposed to be Elodie from before, and Naomi is supposed to be Naomi from before, because otherwise we have to be something much, much worse. Still, it's hard to be from before when you are in now. I am not doing the best job at it. Last week, I yelled at John in the middle of English class. I used a bad word, one of the only words Dad says we can't use. I said it right in front of the teacher. I got in trouble, of course, but John did too, because everyone heard what he said to me. It was something very, very mean. It made Naomi sad. Things that make me angry often make Naomi sad, and that's the part of being twins no one really understands, especially me. Why are you moving in March? Jenny asks. Shouldn't you wait until the summer and move then? What about dividing fractions? I asked Naomi. Is that even harder than multiplying? Naomi nods. Dividing is really hard, she says. She looks out a window, and I know the sentence has made her sad. I wish she could get angry with me instead. Have you ever even seen your new house? Have your parents even seen it? Don't you have to see a house before you move into it? Jenny is relentless. She's speaking so loudly that other people are turning and looking at us, and no amount of shushing from Bess or nudging from Flora seems to be stopping her. Fractions are weird. I like regular full numbers better, I say. Me too, Naomi says. I'm running out of things to say about multiplying fractions, and I'm hot under my arms and all over my chest. Flora and Bess are exchanging glances that they think I don't notice, but I do. I notice the way they roll their eyes at the weird things I do and the way they sometimes lean away from me, like they don't want other, more popular girls, more normal girls, to know that we are friends. What they don't know is that I don't care about any of that anymore. What they don't know is that it's Jenny who is being awful by not stopping her question asking when I obviously don't want to answer. I am angry at all of them with their tiny, almost invisible dismissals, and the not-so-tiny ways they tell us that they want everything to go back to the way it was before, not because they want us to be less sad, but because they want their own lives to be easier. Sometimes I'm so angry at my friends, I wonder if I even have room for other things like sadness and happiness anymore. I wonder why Jenny can't see it, simmering under my skin, pricking my eyes, making me sweat. I heard my mom talking to my dad, and she says it's really good you guys are leaving, and you should have left right away because your family really needs a fresh start so that you can be okay again, and leaving here is the best way for you to do that. It happened so fast, I could almost pretend it didn't happen at all. I shoved Jenny Horowitz against the wall. My hands pressed hard into her shoulders, my elbows bent, and I let it all go. The move, the last few months, Jenny's stupid horse shirt, the fact that Naomi's a gymnastics star and I can't do a cartwheel, Bess's birthday party last month where she invited Flora and Jenny to sleep over but didn't ask me and Naomi, the way my shoes pinch because I need a new pair and Mom keeps forgetting, Dad's bad moods, Jenny's incessant questions, the way people say the words fresh start, and how it sounds more like a threat or a punishment than some great goal to work toward, Naomi's quietness getting even quieter, and everything else that's made the last few months feel like I'm carrying around and not something I'm moving through. With all that going into the push, it's a wonder Jenny doesn't fly right through the wall into the janitor's closet on the other side. Instead, her glasses, pink, of course, fall from her face, and her shoulders meet the wall with a thump, and the other kids around us gasp, their hands over their mouths and their eyes moon-wide, like cartoon characters instead of real people. It takes about 1 second for Ms. Marley to rush to the scene, as if she knew something like this was going to happen. I didn't know, though. I never seem to know what's coming. It didn't feel good shoving Jenny. It didn't feel good calling John the bad word either. It felt inevitable, though. Sometimes I think feelings are bigger than people, more powerful. They make people do things that can't be undone. I used to think feelings were part of a person, but lately I've been thinking they are separate beings, that they come like aliens and invade people's bodies and cause destruction. Naomi didn't agree or disagree when I told her my theory, but I heard her sniffling in the top bunk later that night, and I thought, yep, there's an alien taking over Naomi's body for the night. What a jerk. After shoving Jenny, I sit in the principal's office and make fists with my hands and keep all my muscles very, very tense. Sometimes I hang my head and take deep breaths, but I don't cry and I don't yell and I definitely don't shove anyone else. The principal doesn't get mad at me. She doesn't punish me since it's my last day of school anyway. I've always liked the principal. She wears dresses with cat patterns and bird patterns and giraffe patterns, and she makes goofy jokes that kids make fun of but I sort of like. She has never treated me any differently than she did last year. Some days are harder than other days, she says with a sigh, like she knows the same things I know. Like she's shoved someone too, like she's sat in a little room like this one and gotten a headache from the effort of trying to be okay. Isn't that right, Miss Lively? I don't say anything. I don't make any noise at all, but I nod at the way a principal in a dress covered in elephants can say something so simple and so true. Thanks for listening to the first chapter of Eventown by Corey Ann Haydu. I hope you liked it, and if you did enjoy it, you can check it out as an ebook or request it at Curbside. Have a good day.